Sound check, 1, 2.
This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield.
And he knows as soon as he gives it to her, he's gonna give her his heart to her too.
And we'll have kids and get married.
That's too far.
Holy shit.
It is the 7th of November, 2023, as Axl Rose would say. November rain. Yeah, it's like that though in Michigan. It is cold, it is rainy. And I was doing the Axl Rose from Lisa Marie Presley's funeral. Did you hear him do November Rain on the piano? It was bad. It was real bad. So if you're going to go see Guns N' Roses, enjoy the concert. It's going to be horrible.
Good to know.
Letting you know. I'm surprised you don't have tickets.
I don't.
Dang. You going to get some?
No.
Oh, what shows you got coming up?
Pop Evil.
Okay. They're from Grand Rapids. That's cool.
Yep. Seeing them in Grand Rapids. Then Disturbed with Falling in Reverse.
You just saw Disturbed.
Yeah, but not Falling in Reverse.
Oh, okay, cool. What did they sing?
I can't think of anything right offhand. You put me on the spot like that.
Okay, well,
Watch the World Burn.
how's that go?
I don't know.
I want to watch the world burn.
No.
I want to watch the world burn. No.
No.
I want to watch the world burn.
A little bit better.
Okay. Well, I'm sure that'll be a good time, but I'm pretty sure it'll be better than Guns N' Roses.
I'm pretty sure it will be too.
I should find that clip.
I don't like Axl Rose. I wouldn't support him.
Wow. What did he do to you?
Nothing. He just treats his band members like... Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. You didn't hear that scandal? That's why they all split up during their double album.
Tell me more about it.
He told them that they were employees of his and they didn't have rights to their music that they wrote.
See, I heard a different story.
Did you?
I heard that he bought their rights from them.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, he did. He bought their rights. And they signed off on it, and then he owned him. He owned the band at that point. He owned everything.
Yeah.
And then they got mad at they started getting attitude, and he said, you know what, you got attitude? Why don't you leave the band? Get out. You're fired.
Ted Nugent does the same thing.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of Terrible Ted or whatever people call him. I don't even think he's a really good hunter.
You don't think so?
No.
Why?
Because he hunts stuff in his property that's fenced in.
What difference does that make?
Well, if I have 800 cats delivered to my backyard and I'm like, I'm going to go shoot me some cats and eat some backstraps today, you wouldn't think, wow, Corey, that was a great thing. You just went out and just... No, they're in his yard. Like, he's not even killing deer that people hit with their cars.
If he's got money to have his own deer farm and go out and shoot deer on his own deer farm, more power to him. I wish I had that capability.
Well, if you get your stuff expunged,
Maybe
you could get a rifle one day.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Now, what if you wanted to get like a slingshot?
Yes.
You can do that.
Yep.
You could probably kill somebody with a slingshot.
Yeah.
I mean, David and Goliath story.
Right. It only took 3 pebbles and a slingshot, right?
That was 8.
Was it 8?
I don't know. I'm not a big story guy.
Neither am I.
So, what about knives?
Under 3 inches.
In a knife, you can have a 20-inch knife. It's not sharp, not going to do anything.
Right.
So you just have to have agility or a good hiding spot. You ever watch the movie Predator?
No.
You should watch it. There's like this thing that's like translucent, like you can't see it. And so he was going around just killing everybody in the woods.
Sweet.
And then Arnold Schwarzenegger decided, you know what? I'm going to cover myself in mud because somehow he can't see through mud. I don't know. It's an alien thing. So he like covered himself in mud and he was like, "Ruh," and then, so like if you just like covered yourself in leaves and you just waited for a deer to come along and just happened to step like close enough to you where you could just
That'd be awesome.
get your gut shot.
That'd be so awesome.
I wonder how long you'd have to wait. How long would you wait for that to happen?
I'd probably fall asleep.
Well, you would. But if I was like, Justin, if you lay there for 8 days straight, I'll guarantee you're going to gut a deer and kill it. Would you do it?
Probably not.
No, that's 8 days of waiting.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah.
I can own a bow and arrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Well, that's a weapon.
I know. Archery.
So I wonder who came up with that. Like, I want a firearm.
Well, I can own a firearm, but it has to be like an old school firearm with flint and lock.
Oh, like a muzzle loader?
Yeah.
Oh.
Not the new muzzle loaders that are inline. Those are illegal. But they'll sell them to a felon. And then they'll send you to jail.
Ah.
Well, that makes sense. Crooked government at its finest.
Mm-hmm. They got you on paper, man.
Right.
And they get you with that felony, and they're never on paper.
I know. It's horrible.
And it's the thing is, like, if you have like a gun charge where you're like, because I was in jail and this dude came in there and he like shot at his girlfriend. He hit her with a pistol or something.
Oh, pistol whipper?
Yeah, that guy probably shouldn't have a gun ever again or access to them, you know, but he probably wasn't supposed to have a gun anyway. I'm assuming he's probably doing some time, I hope. But like those people probably shouldn't, you know, but if you're like, hey, accidentally shot a deer and it wasn't gun season, well, maybe then you probably shouldn't own a gun either because you clearly don't represent following rules and hunting. So it's pretty disrespectful. I don't know. Anyway,
I plead the fifth on that conversation.
let's talk about, well, you lived in the woods, man. That's how you fed yourself.
Yeah.
You were like Ted Nugent. Because I don't think Ted Nugent has to wait for deer season to drive in his back 40 and get him some back
still
straps.
do. You technically still do.
Not Ted Nugent, because he's above the law. He's addicted to sex.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, before I start asking other stupid questions, let's talk about something else.
What's that?
How is your day going today?
My day today is going fabulous. I had a nice, easy ride down to Freeland and back.
Our good friends at Dot Carrying Center.
Yeah, I like Jeff. He's always pleasant to talk to.
Yeah, they're really, really cool. And when we take people to treatment, we give them little brochures, and we have some for Dot, and we say, hey, here, you read about the program. Kind of helps people as they get taken to treatment with a certified peer recovery coach.
Yeah, it's very rewarding.
Yeah, it's a very, very good service we provide, I must say.
Yeah,
it really is.
We've been helping out a lot of people from the jail and getting to and from treatment too. That's very nice.
And we'll see if that continues after March, because we do have a grant to provide these services till March 14th is the last day. And then we're just kind of like, well, we'll see.
Right.
We'll see what happens, but it is a great service. And I was talking with DHHS when they came by to like check out the place, you know, because we're a recovery community organization, and they wanted to check it out and see what's going on. They're like, wow, your place is really nice and it's clean, and you guys have stuff going on. This is beautiful. And I told them, it's like, look, man, like with the 10 different PIHPs, you know, if somebody's unfamiliar with that, it's if you're like, say, in Benton Harbor, you have SWMBA, which is Southwest Michigan Behavioral Health, and that covers like Kalamazoo and Battle Creek as well. So you have to call them, and then they tell you where you can go, which you can go anywhere in Michigan if you're on Medicaid. And this is for people who have Medicaid. And sometimes they'll try to bully you and like, well, you have to stay in our region. You have to stay here and you have to stay there. But there's not a lot of treatment centers there. And for me, I had to get out of Southwest Michigan. You know, I had to come up here to Northern Michigan. I had to do my thing up here. So that was huge for me. But they'll try to like bully you sometimes, and Mid-State is kind of over Lansing, and they're over a lot of counties, and they're probably the worst that I've ever dealt with. And they lie. They say no, we don't do that, and they try to make their own rules when in fact they have a contract with the state of Michigan and DHHS to provide these services, and then they just back out of it and say they don't, and then people at DHHS, they start feeling some kind of way because I guess they're in Lansing and they're like, hey, that's my buddy. We go out to eat all the time. I don't know. I'm not going to hold them to their responsibilities. You know, I'm not going to hold them accountable for what they're supposed to be doing. I have no idea, but you boys trying to get to the bottom of it all.
Lawmakers at its finest.
But I told DHHS, like, cut off the crap. Like, how about you come up with a grant and we can do what we do, and we don't have to worry about if somebody needs to go to Lansing, if somebody needs to go to Detroit, because we can take people from our region, because it's NMRE is Northern Michigan Regional Entity, is RPIHP in Northern Michigan.
Fabulous.
Yep, they are awesome to work with. And if their client needs to go to Detroit, we can take them.
Right.
But sometimes we'll go to a place and somebody in the treatment center will be like, oh my gosh, I don't have a safe ride home. Can you guys take me home? Where's your home? Lansing. Oh, you're a mid-state client? Yeah. Nope, can't do that. Because
Sorry.
mid-state refuses to reimburse for our services and they don't want to work with us. So that guy has to take an unsafe ride home. And a lot of times they'll call their drug dealer.
Right.
Which-
or a bus.
Yeah, and the drug dealers, seriously, they're the quickest to pick people up. You know, and then they put them on a bus and then they have to wait and it becomes a 10-hour thing. And the whole time they're thinking on the bus, well, I could probably just get a beer at the next stop because they stop at gas stations or liquor stores.
Right.
And, all right, guys, you got 20 minutes. I got $20 in my pocket. I'm just going to drink this one beer. And then they blame the person. Then Midstate will blame the person and the treatment center for not doing their jobs. And you didn't learn anything there, they'll say. It's like, well, you set them up.
Right.
you trapped them, on this bus. And like, what are you doing? So we need to.
And then they don't want to pay for level 3 housing either.
Yeah, this is a really cute one that they tried to pull on us. Well, not on us, but people up here. This one lady was up here and she was like, hey, I have Midstate and they're telling me that they won't pay for, sober living. And I said, man, I'm tired of this, because it was like the third person I heard say that. And I was like, all right, I'm getting back in it. I'm going to get the gloves on. And so I report them to DHHS and then the lady at DHS like, oh, this is real serious stuff. And I was like, yeah. And she almost didn't even get into the sober living because she's Midstate and she didn't have a ride here. And she was in the UP and she's from Lansing. So she barely even made it here because the recovery coach in the UP drove her here.
That was nice of them.
It was very nice of him. He didn't get paid for that.
That's a long ride.
He might have got a hamburger. Yeah. But people need to start getting paid for that. And that's my point. And so I have to call. And then she's like, oh, and then it was like a month later. I had to remind her, hey, still waiting on that, because they told her, nope, you used our services last January. So you have to wait till May of 2024 before we can, support you going into a sober living home again. Yeah, and she's like, wait, the lady at DHHS was like, wait a minute. So you're telling me the two most crucial things for people in recovery that we need support for, transportation and housing, and she was pretty much denied both from Midstate? And I said, yeah, absolutely was. And she was like, well, I'll get to the bottom of it. So a month later, I'm like, hey, still waiting for that. And then she wrote me back, oh, yeah, well, here's what Midstate says that they don't pay for sober living. And blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay. And I even think I put in the email back to her, which I need to email her again. I said, that's cute, but it's not sober living because the place where she was going is actually part of a treatment program.
Right.
So it's like what you said, level 3 housing. There's a level to it. And it's not just because where we went, Nathan's house.
Yeah, that's sober living house.
Yeah, that's a sober living house. That's not associated with the state. Well, they are. They pass their stuff, but they don't do the funding stuff.
Right.
So we have to pay for that out of our pocket. And no, I wouldn't expect Medicaid to pay for that. But if you're part of a program where you're going to outpatient, where you're doing all this stuff, you're meeting with therapists, you're doing all the stuff you need to be doing, that's level 3 housing. And yes, they do pay for that.
Right.
And that's how they try to bully people. Mm-hmm. And I just wish more people would stand up for themselves. But it's hard because if you're in the addiction part of it, you feel like the size of an ant. You feel like you don't even deserve another chance.
Deflated.
Yeah, and most of the time, we want to die anyway. So when we get that kind of attitude from those people, it's just unacceptable. Totally. And, I can blame whoever. I'd like to blame the governor because in this big scheme of things, whoever's running DHHS sometimes maybe is too busy to be looking at the stuff behind her, which I get. But you got to have the right people in play, man. You got to have the right people on your staff that are holding people accountable. Just like the small business, or it was the COVID grant that we didn't get. And they said, well, we had to be established in January of 2019. I said, well, 2019, COVID wasn't even around.
Right.
At the end of it was, but I was like, well, we were started in April. We were established with the state in May. What does January of 2019 have anything to do with it? We were established before COVID hit. And then as it hit, boom, we got screwed. And the lady was like, oh, no. And I think they just made that up to me because nowhere on the application did it say that. And I reached out to our representative here, Betsy Kofia. I don't know what the hell she's doing, but I just told her, look, stop having these people who are not qualified to pass out the money, which would in this case, it would have been the Michigan Nonprofit Association. And I don't know if they were mad because I didn't want to join their little club because they wanted like, hey, pay us $300. You can be part of our club. I don't know. Just saying, I'm not a part of their club. And I'm getting bullshit excuses of why we couldn't get the funding for the COVID, which is meant for small nonprofits like us,
Right.
who actually were helping people during COVID. Nope. Nothing.
You know, I've been to a few of those meetings. I think we're one of the best that actually help people and actually use the programming that's set out for us to use and everything else. And we can show numbers.
Yeah, we can. It's one of those things, man.
Yeah.
If it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it, right?
Hey, right? Nothing about this has been easy.
No, and I know Marnie, she hates when she'll call them rants and I go on, but like it's frustration. But if I don't tell people what's going on, if I don't say, hey, here it is, and I invite all those people on my podcast, DHHS, Midstate, Swimba, whoever, you're welcome. Come on aboard. Let's talk about it. But they won't. Ooh, is that a jab now?
Yeah.
Now you think they will?
Got your ass.
Let's see it.
They won't.
Well, there's an invite. So if you know somebody at those organizations, if you know the head of whoever, let them know. Corey Winfield talking shit.
So how was your day?
My day was awesome. I got to hang out with my friends.
Yeah?
Yep.
What friends?
At the GTB Tribe.
Ooh.
Grand Traverse Band.
What'd you do?
Hung out with Kathy, talked to Scott. Of course, Scott has the Reservation Conversation podcast. He hasn't done one in a minute, but he's been going through some things, and he said he almost did one today, and he should have. But he'll have one up soon, but he's rolling with it. Proud of him for starting. He's got a nice, sweet studio in his office as well.
Sweet.
Yeah, and then Kathy, call her Sweet Tarts, because she was like eating Sweet Tarts all the time. So that's her nickname. She's like, now back with the nicknames, because as soon as she walked in the office, Scott was like, oh, it's Sweet Tarts. And she's like, back with the nicknames, huh? Normally, because her last name's Tatnan, Scott introduced her as, hey, it's Kathy, what's happening, Tatnan. Which is pretty funny. But they're good people, man. And Scott was telling me about some of the stuff that they're doing there. And I asked him to be a part of our next recovery event. Told him it'll be in February, maybe. He declined to do it. I said, Scott, it's okay. He's like, no, I don't need to do that. I was like, you don't need to, but you want to.
Right.
So I'm gonna have to do some sweet talking. Maybe buy him some dinner.
Ooh.
We'll see. But no, it was good. I haven't seen those guys in it seems like forever. And I used to go there like once a week to kind of help them with the podcast thing. So it felt good to see him again.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. So your day today was better than yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah. So what happened was, so you had, because sometimes, okay, when you're taking people to treatment, sometimes they're not in the right state of mind. And this is exactly why we do what we do. And this is a perfect example of why grandma, because sometimes they'll say, oh, well, you can, call the insurance and they'll take you to treatment. A, no, they won't. And B, good luck. Because they say, oh, no, well, DHHS, they'll do that. Well, good luck finding a driver. And then when you're supposed to wait for the driver who's going to be there, let's say Tuesday at 6. And Tuesday at 6 comes, Tuesday at 7, 8, 9, 10. And, nope, you didn't get taken. Because guess what? The driver backed out because he didn't feel like driving all the way over there. Or he didn't want to take somebody to treatment. Because sometimes people are a little drunk. Sometimes people are high.
Right.
On all kinds of drugs. And it's not something that grandma who volunteers to, I'll take someone to their doctor appointment.
Right.
She don't need to be seeing this.
Yeah, yesterday was very interesting.
So the person, man, woman, whoever, the person, that's how we talk about people. We don't do genders.
Them, they.
Okay. Person.
That's appropriate.
A person. I don't know how to do that stuff. So I just say person. That's what I'm comfortable with. So the person extremely intoxicated.
Yeah. Extremely.
I think if we tell more of the story, it'll be obvious what kind of person this is.
And
because it's going to get to a point where you're going to, and so all that.
Anyways, so it's like no secret, like when we're taking people to certain destinations, like they're just at their start. They probably just had their last drink.
Ah, yes.
And we'll offer them a bottle of water. Well, this individual, they decided that it was a great idea to try to urinate in their bottle in the back seat.
How is she going to do that? Or, I mean, them going to do that?
They just whipped it right out and
Or
just
pulled them down?
Yeah, and just let it go.
Huh.
Good thing we got WeatherTech formats.
Yes, thank you, WeatherTech. Well, not thank them. I had to pay for those.
Either way, we're
Yeah.
thankful for WeatherTech.
Yeah, good for that. And that's why we have like pleather seats as well.
Yeah.
Because if we had like cloth seats and that soaks in, impossible.
Douche. Baking soda and douche.
I'm not. You call me a douche, bro?
No.
Oh,
To use in the car to get the smell out.
what?
Yeah.
What kind of backwoods did you live in?
It works.
What are you talking about, Justin? So you go to the store and you're like, hey, or you go to Walgreens, you're like, hey, I need the do they have different scents or something?
I don't really know.
What? Did you have to do this one time?
Yeah. So growing up, we had this cat, and my mom was taking it to go get it fixed.
Uh-huh.
And she had the cat sitting between her legs in the car on the seat, and it just peed in the seat. We tried doing everything to get out the cat pee smell. It was 90 degrees that summer. Car stunk. We couldn't go anywhere unless the windows were down. And some old lady told my mom one time, she was like, try a douche and some baking soda. Something about the pH balance in the douche. pH balances the smell. I don't really know, but it works.
So did you douche a vehicle?
No, I did not.
Okay.
It wasn't in the budget.
Probably not. Probably not. I've never heard of that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because I know they make like stuff at the store in those aisles with the car stuff. You just go through there and you pick some stuff out.
Right.
And then you guys got some spray and stuff. And
Yeah, we used Lysol, then I cleaned it again with Windex.
Windex is great.
Yeah, multi-surface cleaner.
Hell yeah.
It's cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Barely.
Smell good.
Right.
So you ride today.
No problems.
Did you tell the person that was riding with you today, hey, man, this dude that, or this person, could be a woman, just peed all over the place yesterday.
No, I was thinking about that, and I almost busted a gut laughing as I thought about it. Because she was like, I need to go to the bathroom. And I was like,
Let's just go.
yeah.
We got some douche. We can get that out of there. No, that's funny. One time I had a woman puke in the car.
That's what you're saying.
And the next day I did tell the person, I was like, oh, yeah, the seat you're sitting in right there, somebody puked all over the door yesterday. And they were like,
That's horrible.
No, they told me I did a really good job cleaning it. I said, thank you.
How long did it take you to clean out the puke?
10 minutes.
Only 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Well, that's
Well,
good.
like
That's
when
record
it
time.
happened, I grabbed the person's clothes and I wiped it all. The person was not happy, but I wasn't happy either. And I had no rags or anything I was going to use to clean the person's puke up with. So that's what happens.
Treatment centers got washing machines.
They do, thank God. Thank God for that.
I think we should get some barf bags from like the hospital.
Yeah. Yep, we should.
Yeah.
Sounds like a job for the transportation director.
I'll get right on Amazon and look them up.
Good thinking. So the reason why we're talking about this, though, is because that left you feeling some kind of way yesterday.
Oh, yeah. I had enough compassion in my body to leave him in the vehicle, but really none at all. Like, I had a few choice words when we got to our destination. It wasn't pleasant. I got told I wasn't being compassionate.
Ah,
That hurt a little bit because I still got him there.
right.
Winfield would have threw his ass out.
I probably would have. Again, that's not the right thing to do. But I don't know. I probably would have stopped to let the person pee.
I told him, I was like, dude, can you wait a mile? There's a gas station right up the road.
You're probably egging him on. Yeah, man. Let's try to go right in that bottle, bro.
No,
This would be funny.
not at all.
And then when it started spraying everywhere, you probably thought, oh, this isn't funny.
I didn't have kind words to say when I was in the vehicle.
Shot you in the face.
No golden shower received.
Sorry, is that where you're
Thankfully.
upset?
No, that's really messed up. My name is not R. Kelly.
But drip, drip, drip. Turn your face to a toilet seat. So the compassion part, though, and then you had you feeling kind of like, man, like that's not cool because I didn't want to feel that way. But in that moment, though, you got the person where they needed to go, which is very important.
Right.
You know, and the person, like I said, was like beyond intoxicated.
Recognizable.
Like
yeah.
I've been there personally. I've never peed on someone's car that I can remember. Well, not on their car, but in their car. I haven't
Right.
done that ever. But I don't know. Just the fact that you can realize, though, that made you feel kind of weird. And that even someone else realized, not a lot of compassion there, Justin. And it just makes you think, though. I mean, we don't handle every situation correctly,
No.
but it could have been a lot worse. And next time, hopefully, there is no next time. But if there is, there can be, some compassion or something.
Maybe a little bit more. I'm working on it.
At least it wasn't a number 2.
Yeah. When I got back here, I sent the destination an apology for my actions. After I cooled down after about 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's hard.
It was hard.
It's really hard. A cab would have thrown his ass right out. Uber would have thrown him out, charged him, or charged whoever paid for the ride.
Right.
$200. A bus would have thrown him off. He wouldn't have been able to get on the bus.
No.
So, again, that's how we help. And yeah, can you imagine somebody peeing all over in your car? The car that you use is pretty much your office.
Yeah.
Like you're in it quite a bit, driving people, and it's like somebody just walking into your office, just peeing all over your stuff. Like this is not cool, man.
No. It sure wasn't.
Ah, got your ass 2 times because you can't drive.
I think I swerved a little bit.
We didn't hit that one, but at least you came back to work today. I'm proud of you for that, and you handled this ride with like, all right, well, that was one ride in 150 or whatever.
Yeah. I think we should hand out an award for the worst ride of the year.
Of the year, okay.
Yeah, of the year.
Well, that's definitely
It's up there.
We should do reenactment videos.
No. No, I'm not cleaning it up again.
Like to see Justin's face. That'd have been awesome. It would have been.
It was horrible.
Yeah. So if you ever need a ride with us, please don't pee in our vehicles.
I went from calm to insanely crazy within 2.2 seconds.
Happened so quick.
So quick.
Hopefully it never happens to you again, man.
Yeah, I hope not.
And thanks for getting the person where they need to go and coming back to work today and, taking someone and not like holding that grudge for someone that had nothing to do with it.
Right.
Every day, man, is different. You just got to thank God that you're part of it.
Yeah. It's definitely a learning experience.
For sure. Well, thanks for coming on the podcast and talking about it, Justin. Appreciate that. And we'll have to have you on again sometime.
All right.
Until next time, don't pee in cars.
Later.
Thanks for listening to the 217 Recovery Podcast. Win a bunch of free shit from 217 Recovery. Go to the app or the website, 217recovery.com.